Hajat Pastor Mwamzalija tatizo Mamuzi Moses Hajat Banji aba NUP Hajat Tusanyusanyo mama wafe Hajat Adija Kasimu anyimeta katambala kabisa mukulu wakimu ndabulabye wakiza mukulu wakimu alirudda neka bakoyaze wali abakalirudda wakiza kimu Kabako, tulubira ko kabako. Yesansenyo kabako. Bakuni bakutaka. Mr. Kabako. Abakachi bakachi.
Abafango ni mugenda kuba
Muleke tugende maaso.
Tugende
maaso.
First lady.
Nzali eno ndi kubona president. Ali kaka.
Leader of opposition.
Think about tomorrow and look beyond your fears. There are days
tweyungiddwako abakulu bangi obupapula nina bungi naye tujja kyetusobodde kyetunaba tusobodde nalekukaluya tusanyuse nnyo okulaba abakulembeze mwena ngera bwe tukyali nti tuli bisaamu amaiso asobola okuba nti tubabona bukalamu era amayina twidagaleetamu nkoliniyo omugatiya kimanya kabonero namba 3 mu palamenti ziyomulombo kyalakutikka maama webale kujja Sagezi Bugere, Honorable Sage, Mchana Municipality, Francis Sage, Commissioner, Nacho Michongerako, Commissioner of the Parliament, Honorable Sage, where I Kavule Frank, Honorable Kavule Frank, Minister for Honorable Luka, where I know, and Jamuka, quite a good Honorable
Timu ya fe kulembedwa Masabo kuva Mbale, you're most welcome, honorable.
Thank you.
Abavudde mu shauri yako namwe tubaniriza nnyo mwenna abavudde mu shauri yako kyamano abawositubo agambye wali DJ banange president wetwogerera saidi eri ali mu ku unveilinga wano wajja kubeerawo okujjukira n'okumanya abo abafiiriddemu eno struggle ku bisenge ebyo byonna era nga gwe basoose oku unveilinga president ng'ali wamu n'abakulembeze banne abadde Yasin Kauma General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni kennyini yalagira ku kisaawe eggulu bakomewo bakole obutemu era bwe bakomawo okola obutemu baali bazze kubukola ku His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu ene bakwasa driver we omugenzi kati Yasin Kauma ne banne awatali kutya wadde dakiika n'emu nengera nti owokubiri president kwamaze okwanveilinga saidi wali yoyo yamazibwawo yoyo yawambibwa yoyo wetutamanyi bayitire ku mimukwatako John Bosco mwina bakyali abato mu Uganda mu myaka 7 wabula omusajja gwe bayitedde mukito kiwanga yali mulamuzi efaananiza nnyo n'oyo kibalani kuba naye akawutati oli amini Museveni yabikoze Museveni abayakolanamini
mukyala wa John Bosco Kibalama obanja John Bosco Kibalama ono ye mukyala kulaba nti
tubagenze awo ateekebwa oyo nga yeyita yatemerwa ennaggulu ku poliisi headquarters kumpi nakawa poliisi erinawo kamera nekyusa negamba nti okutemula Rita Nawukenya tebalina masanyalaze tetwogerako twogera mu kibuga Kampala tetwogera Busia tetwogera Ntunamba tetwogera Luuka poliisi tebalina masanyalaze awali kamera n'abapoliisi batemula Rita Nawukenya era yabatuma teyali munala yenna okujjako natemalira yennyini Yoweri Kaguta Kibalama December yatemulira kusomezi nga 3 December ng'era okutemulwa kwe nakyemala yennyini abakulembera balugesi ne bajja bakola ettemu nga balemesa okuleeta kasira eyakuba amasasi ng'abati ali mu ggwanga lya Amerika okufuna obujjajabi oyo Frank Sekeza emamukomera emotoka yamukomera yali motoka y'amagye amajje agalimba Bana president we akomawo lamba ali kutambulira this country.
One day,
We will liberate this country.
that is our mission.
Kakalamu, we will liberate this
And we
country.
shall overcome.
Etolijukiro lwalero tunakigamba. We will liberate Uganda.
Honorable Miriam Matembe,
Tusanyuse nnyo mwenna okubalaba.
Deputy President Nabesha John Baptist,
You're most welcome.
Lord Mwali, Lord Mayor Wali, Elias Lukwago, Elliot Kaija, Yetimu Werekede President, Kale Tukakane, President Jakomiewo, that's enough.
Banange, without wasting any time, mwenna mulaba obudde bwe bufaanana.
Kumuyagala kutonya.
Enkuba eyagala kutonya. Tetugenda kumala budde bwonna, but to start the program, we will be running this program alongside Honorable Namuga, but it will overall be taken by my boss, Honorable Joel Senyonyi. Mbawemu ku Senyonyi ndowooza kati abatwaleko nange fune ku lwendo lw'amazzi. Si weewaawo?
Weewaawo.
People power!
Our power.
Our power!
People power.
NUP!
Everywhere.
Kati baboy asinayogera luzungu lungi musooke mulengere manju wale ekizimbe kiri wali mukiraba
tukirengera
ekyo kyaffe
kale mukikubireko mu ngalo
kino ekiri wano mukiraba
tukirengera
nakyo kyaffe
nga kyamanya mukikubireko mu ngalo
kiri ekiri wali mukiraba
kirengedde
ekyo nakyo kyaffe
Katonda wange byonna byaffe
wano wetuyimiridde mulaba wano nawo waffe
Katonda wange
nawe mutudde wonna
wonna waffe
nawo wonna waffe
lwaki tetwakubireko mu ngalo
people power
our power people power
bannaye tufunye amaka omwana bw'akula afuna amaka tufunye amaka kyovudde olaba waliwo abalina ennugu abafunye akasajja ku mutima kubanga bo bakyapangisa ffe tufunye amaka kino kiraga nti tuli beeteefuteefu okwasaganya ensonga y'obukulembeze kubanga obukulembeze butandikira waka. Mr. President and the rest of our leaders, we want to welcome everybody that has come. Once again, we want to welcome retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besije Endulu Eya Kano. We want to welcome Omulodi w'ekibuga Kampala, the Honorable Miria Matembe.
Mama.
We want to welcome our Deputy Presidents, Deputy Central, Deputy Western, Deputy Eastern. Kindly stand. We want to welcome, of course, our Secretary General is also in the house. The Deputy Secretary General of the We have taken note of our Parliament to stand. NUP Parliament, you are welcome. Please stand and wave to the crowd.
Thank the honorable members for gracing this function.
Now, we have also been joined by members of Parliament from other political parties. Kindly stand. Members of Parliament from other political parties, you're very welcome. Honorable Dr. Timothy Batua, Honorable Aga from Jinja. I saw Honorable Asinas Nyakatu somewhere.
Been around.
You are all very welcome. Let me request LC5 chairpersons, please stand. LC5 chairpersons, we want to take note of your presence. Thank you for coming.
You are very recognized.
From PG from Butambala. Mayors, let me request mayors to also stand. You are very welcome. Let me request speakers at various levels. Speakers, please stand.
We want to thank you very much for gracing this function.
Councillors at various levels, LC5, LC3, and so on. Councillors, please stand.
All the councillors stand up for recognition. Thanks so much.
So we are not going to delay too much because the weather is beginning to change. I'm going to invite the Secretary General. He's going to update us on a couple of things, how we get to be here. Some people have been asking, but hey, wait a minute, we unveiled a different plan with one building. Now there are like 5 buildings. What happened along the way? He's going to give us all of that information and why we got to that place.
All those questions are going to be answered. All those questions are going to be answered by the Secretary General.
People power, our power, NUP, everywhere. In Kabong, NUP, in Barara, here, even here. People power. Mr. President, our distinguished guests, particularly Dr. Chiza Besije, all the deputy presidents who are here today, our members of parliament, honorable members of parliament, the members of the National Executive Committee, the mayors and speakers. Because of time, I will speak very briefly and translate what I'll be saying into Luganda, and then we invite another speaker. First of all, we are here to thank God today for the far He has brought us. The journey which started in Chadondo can be seen where it has reached today. As the Bible says, do not despise the day of small beginnings. And we are 100% sure that the God who has brought us this far is going to take us until we are fully in charge of the affairs of our country so that our people get a better life. Secondly, I already told you in July last year when we were unveiling this place that first of all, it was a deliberate step. It was a deliberate step not to acquire land in Kololo, not to acquire land in Nakasero, even though we would have done it. We decided under the guidance of our president that we have been in the ghettos of Kamocha and we must look for land in another ghetto where the common people are. And that is why we decided to come here in Kavule, in Waise. So that is the symbolism of this place. And I'm glad that we have been able to transform this ghetto into this wonderful headquarters, which I believe is an example, not only in Uganda, but to the rest of Africa. Now, the other question, as Honorable Senyonyi said, people have been asking why we decided to build this and not that we had initially unveiled. Ladies and gentlemen, the initial plan which we unveiled on that day requires over 4 billion shillings to put into place, which is a lot of money which we do not have right now. But we decided that we should be able to use what we have to create something beautiful out of it. At the time when we unveiled this place, ladies and gentlemen, we only had 2 plots. One plot there and another one here. But like Honorable Senyonyi said, from last year, we have been able to acquire 4 more plots in this very place. At that building there belongs to us. We acquired it where the office of the president is. We were able to acquire this building. And we were also able to expand on the outside. Even this very building where we are right now, when we unveiled last year, we did not have it. It was not ours. So we decided to also buy this building and used less than 10% of the money that we would have required to build the other one which we had showed to you. That is because we thought we should be frugal but also have what we needed to get. So that is the explanation I thought I should give to you. The other point I want to make is to appreciate our president. As you all know, we have been using Kamocha as our headquarters
for over 4 years, even under people power. And that place we have been using it free of charge. We have not been paying for the land in Kamocha, which belongs to our president. But more to that, the president has allowed us to continue using that place for NUP, for people power. And we have decided that in Kamocha, we are going to establish the National Unity Platform School of Leadership. So that is where we shall take our trainings so that comrade leaders can be educated in leadership and other aspects. So all the other departments, finance and administration, mobilization, the election management committee, organization and party building, policy and research, legal, media and communications, training, the head office will be here, although the training will be taking place there, and then arts, culture and sports, all of those departments will be here. And now that we have unveiled this place, we shall be open full every day to serve you, to serve Ugandans. What I can say is, this is your place. You're all welcome to come and use it. In a special way, I want to appreciate some people that I've worked with over time, and those, of course, apart from the president, Chairman Nyanzi. He has been very instrumental in the work that has been going on here, giving ideas and everything else. Comrade Nubian Lee seated over there. Comrade Nubian Lee. We also have another plot of land behind the other office where we shall soon establish a studio so that the ghetto youth can come and sing revolutionary songs from that place. So you can see the office which has the biggest demand. So we should put it there very soon. And of course, other leaders, I can't mention all of them. I want to appreciate the members of parliament. I also want to elaborate people power. I want to also state, I've been seeing propagandists trying to say, where did we get money to buy all this? These are resources strictly that are given to us, that are allocated by parliament. That is why we did not even do a fundraising for this place. We have used only those funds to establish all this. You all remember that NRM gets 75.5% of those resources. I don't know what they use it for, but NUP gets only 12.9% of those resources, and we've been getting it for only about 2 years. And this is what we've been able to use that money. Of course, in addition to the many things we do, our guests, as you know, the party has been having a heavy load, especially having to support families of our victims of torture, of extrajudicial killings, etc., of helping political prisoners and all those others. So you can see we've been trying to remain accountable and transparent in the use of the little resources we get. I want to recognize you, Election Management Committee. Thank you for being very smart on this day. Those are members of the Election Management Committee, Mr. President, and our distinguished guests. Ekisooka twebaza nnyo Katonda okutuyamba olunaku lwa leero ne tutuuka ku milestone eno. Nga bwe mbagambye twa-unveilinga kino ekifo omwaka oguwedde mu mwezi ogw'omusanvu, naye kirungi nnyo okulaba nti olunaku lwa leero tugulawo office. Era bwe twagulawo wano twalina plots 2 zokka mu kifo kino. Twagenda mu maaso ne tufuna plots endala 4. Era tetwafuna plots ezitaliko kintu, wabula twagula n'ebizimbe nga kino kyennyini kye tulimu. Kyali kizimbe kya muntu, ekirala ennyumba gye mulaba naye twakigula ne tugula n'eno, ne tugula n'eyo ennyumba eri awo gye mulaba. Era omwo tugenda kubeeramu ne offices ez'enjawulo, naye tugenda kubeera ne projects ez'enjawulo omuli bannamateeka baffe n'ebirala bwe bityo. Nga bwe twabagamba, bwe twali tulonkinga wano tugula wano ekifo, bwe twakisooka okukilonkinga twabategeeza nti oboolyawo twalifunye ettaka ekololo enakasero oba awalala, naye nga tulungamizibwa pulezidenti waffe twasalawo nti tusigale mu ghetto. Netugamba tuve Kamokya naye tusigale mu ghetto. Netugamba tetugenda genda nakasero oba awalala, katugende ewali abantu baffe. Mwatu kwe kulaba nga twajja wano mu ghetto e Bwayise oba e Kavule. Ensonga endala waliwo abadde beebuuza kiri ekifaananyi kye twabateerako ekyali kimu lwaki tetwazimba ekyo ne tusalawo okubeera n'ebizimbe bino eby'enjawulo. Ekyo ekizimbe ba injiniya bwe baatubaliramu ssente zeetaagisa zaali mu buwumbi 4. Ne tugamba nti mu kifo ky'okuzimba ekizimbe kimu ku buwumbi 4 kati ku ssaawa zino nga tetulina ssente nnyingi, ne tusalawo waakiri tugule ebizimbe bino byonna tubirenovating tubiredesigning. Twafuna aba engineers abakabi era simanyi chief engineer waffe bawaali Mwami Abudu Nyombi n'abalala ne batu redesigning era bino ebizimbe abakulu bamaze obirambula naye nammwe mukirizibwa nga tumaze wano ogenda ne mubirambula ne mulaba bwe biri ebyakabi ennyo. So sente ze twakozesa wano teziwera na butundutundu 10 ku buli 100 kwezo ze twali badde tukozesa okuzimba kiri ekizimbe. Naye era nga bwe tugenda mu maaso n'okula n'ekizimbe ekyakabi ekyo ekisingira ddala ku bino bye tulina wano obaolyawo tugenda kiteekako, naye tulina n'enteekateeka ez'okugula ettaka ne tuzimba offices mu bitundu by'enjawulo eby'eggwanga. Njagala n'okwebaza abantu baffe ab'enjawulo abavuddeyo ne batuwa ettaka mu bitundu eby'enjawulo. Mr. President nga bw'omanyi abantu ab'enjawulo baze nga batuwa ettaka e Kayunga n'awalala, era neyo tugenda kuzimbayo offices zaffe eza NUP. Ekisemberayo ddala nti njagala nnyo mwena abali wano mwebaze President kubanga yatuwa ettaka lye ery'Ekamooca tubadde tulikozeseza bwereere ebbanga lino lyonna. Yagambye n'okugamba akina tusobola okukozesa nga tukikozesa era tukyagenda mu maaso awo tutekewo ettendekero by'obukulembeze Ekamooca. Era mwe bageto yuta abali wano kati mufunye chance tugenda kubeera n'essomero ery'obukulembeze Ekamooca bwe tubadde tukolera emirimu gyaffe. Era mujja kufuna ne certificate munange bw'omala kutendekebwa mu ssomero lya NUP ery'obukulembeze. Tugenda kuwa certificate of Imbe. So ekisembera ddala nebaziza mukulu chairman Nyanzi Nubianli n'abakulembeze abalala Honorable Senyonyi n'abalala abadde batuyambayoko nnyo buli lunaku okulaba nga kino ekifo kifaanana bwe kiti. Mpoza ensonga esemberayo ddala mukulu Nubianli ali mu nteekateeka ez'okubateerako mwe bageto youth studio wali emabega tulinawo ettaka eddala mubeere nga musobola okujja wano mu recording ennyimba ez'akabi n'ebirala bwe bityo. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. People power, our power.
Thank you, the Secretary General. Clap for him. Mumukubire engalo. Much our Secretary General. We are going to have the Honorable John Baptist Nambeshe, our Deputy President. Honorable John Baptist Nambeshe is going to take us through the profiles of all our deceased and missing persons. You've been seeing the President was moving around the other side. He's going to give you all that profile for you to know what is happening behind the scene. John Honorable Patrick Nambeshe.
Mr. President, my fellow Deputy Presidents, the honorable leaders of political formation is present, particularly Dr. Kano Kiza Besige and the rest, members of Parliament present, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to make a citation. A citation I'm making is peculiar because it is a praiseworthy act in honor of our distinguished departed comrades. I greet you and welcome you all to this unprecedented event. If you look at the wall behind you or besides you, you will see drawn thereon faces of a few of the many martyrs and victims that Mr. Museveni's regime has made of the comrades with whom we started this journey. At the extreme end, just behind there, is a painting of the late Yasin Kauma. He was shot dead towards 9 p.m. on 13th October 2018 as he sat inside President Kyagulanyi's vehicle that had parked outside Pacific Hotel in Arua. The shooter was a member of Mr. Museveni's military guards, commonly known as SFC. Kauma had spent that fateful day driving President Kyagulanyi as he mobilized support for Honorable Kassiano Wadiri, who was contesting then in the parliamentary by-election of Arua municipality. At the time of his shooting, Kauma was seated in the exact spot where the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Sentamu had been sitting just moments earlier as he drove him through the town. It is therefore clear that whoever took Kauma's life, and in fact intended the bullet for the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Sentamu. Yasin Kauma was not just a father of 11 young children and the proprietor of a charitable organization that identified, nurtured, and looked after talented but vulnerable children. His remains lie buried in Guama in PG district. Next to the late Kauma, just behind there, is a painting of Comrade Kibalama Bosco, John Bosco. Kibalama John Bosco was the only child of his mother. He was abducted on 3rd June 2019 as he returned home to his family. The car in which he had been traveling was found abandoned with his phones and identity cards by the roadside towards Gayaza town. To date, we have not seen or heard from him. People power, our power. Now cool down and relax as I conclude the citation. The closest we have come to knowing what really happened to Kibalama was 7 months ago when the regime's Prime Minister, the Honorable Robin Nabanja, took responsibility for his abduction. She claimed that Kibalama was a hardcore criminal who had been murdering policemen. Until his abduction, Kibalama was mobilizing support for his intended bid to represent the people of Busiro North in Parliament, a constituency represented at the time by the Honorable Dennis Sozi Kalabuzi, who was also the junior minister for Luero Triangle. Kibalama is also part of a long list of comrades who were abducted and have remained missing for weeks, months, and years. Some of these include 1. Semudu Michael. Semudu Michael was abducted from Kasubi on 28th of November 2020. 2. Damurira John Namurila John was abducted from Kiseka Market on 21st December 2020. 3. Mbabazi Moses, who was abducted from Kiseka Market on 26th November 2020. 4. Narumonso Vincent, abducted from Bugorobi on 1st December 2020. 5. Lukwago Martin, abducted from Bugorobi on 3rd November 2020. 6. Kinata Mohammed, abducted from Mukono on 23rd December 2020. 7. Sempija Yuda, abducted also from Mukono on 19th December 2020. 8. Musisi Mbowa, abducted from Kisenyi, Kampala on 18th December 2020. 9. Kiria Peter. Kiria Peter was abducted from Nasana on 1st December 2020. 10. Wangolo Shafik. Wangolo Shafik was abducted from Nasana on 3rd December 2020. 11. Zimula Dennis, abducted from Nasana on 25th November 2020. 12. Luemba Mustafa, abducted from Nasana on 19th November 2020. 13. Mubiru Hassan, abducted from Kawala on 20th November 2020. 14. Sesazi Isma, abducted from Makindye on 19th November 2020. 15. Kisembo Godfrey. Kisembo was abducted from Mubende town on 12th February 2021. George Kasumba, abducted from Chotra on 19th January 2021. And Baguma Joseph, abducted from Chevando in December 2020. Now next to Kibalama behind there is Comrade Rita Nabukenya. Comrade Rita Nabukenya on the morning of 24th February 2020 was pursued and ran over by a police patrol truck in Nakawa as she traveled on a motorcycle. She was rushing to attend a consultation meeting organized by President Kyagulanyi at Popopo Memorial Center in Rubaga. Eyewitnesses stated that once the police officers realized Rita still alive, they reversed the truck and ran over her again until they were sure she was dead before speeding away from the scene. While this incident happened right under the watch of police CCTV cameras, the police spokesperson claimed that the particular camera was faulted that day, so they could not retrieve any footage to identify the soldiers responsible for Rita's death. Rita left behind 2 daughters, the oldest of whom is now about 10 years of age. Until her death, she was a presenter on Olujiliro TV, one of the popular online media outlets, a platform she was using to mobilize fellow women and oppressed youth to get national IDs in the preparation for the 2021 presidential election. We laid her to rest in Chiwaka district on 25th February 2020. Francis Chibalama Senteza, fondly known as Frank, is the face that is painted at the extreme right, just behind there on the wall. Frank was about 26 years of age when a military police patrol truck, registration number H4DF2382, deliberately ran over him at Buseka roundabout, and the occupants on the military truck, police truck, just continued as if nothing had happened. Frank, a bodyguard to our president, was knocked dead on 27th of December 2020 as he tried to clear the way for the president's campaign team that was rushing journalist Ashraf Kasirye to hospital. Ashraf Kasirye had been shot in the head while covering President Kyagulanyi as he traveled from Masaka for a campaign meeting. Like many other youths disgruntled with how our country is being run, Frank had just left his job he was doing as a carpenter in Iwaise and committed his full time to the struggle. We buried him at Kiroza village in Masaka. The four comrades on that wall, like many other disgruntled, that one I was done. The four comrades on that wall represent thousands of others who have in one way or another faced the wrath of Mr. Museveni's regime for identifying with the President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, who is challenging his grip on power. Journalist Ashraf Kasirye and producer Danny Magic are living examples of the many failed attempts at President Kyagulanyi's life, as both have in the past been shot with projectiles aimed at them. The names I have mentioned here, in addition to those names we have not mentioned for lack of time, highlights the many risks that anybody who dares to challenge Mr. Museveni must be ready for. Mr. Museveni might consider Yasin, might consider Rita, Frank, Dani Cheyune, Hakim Sekama, and Charles Mutiable, and many other departed comrades as mere statistics in his long and winding history of political matters. But they formed an integral part of our struggle for change, and we get many challenges along the way, but the memory of these comrades keeps us going. They did not die in vain. A luta continua. I would like you to the clapping with the raising up, so that we observe a moment of silence for these departed comrades. I pray. Eternal peace.
Your Excellency, I already have a feel for the Honorable Jolly Mugisha, who is going to speak after Honorable Nambeshe. for such a sad moment. It's not easy to speak to such a congregation, but I pray that you get the courage to speak to the people. Your Excellency, I take this moment and honor to invite Honorable Joel Mugisha, our Deputy President for the Western Region, to speak to you.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the First Lady, our invited guests, our distinguished guests, members of Parliament, all the leaders and the new family, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to bring in a very happy moment because, as you very well know, in life we have sunshine, then the next day there is rain, and that's how life is all about. Your Excellency, dear guests, at this juncture, allow me to introduce to you our guest speaker this afternoon. Your Excellency, our guest speaker is a dedicated activist. He is a symbol of perseverance in our struggle against Mr. Museveni's dictatorship and oppression. He's vocal, he's fearless, and he's a very, very good advocate for the rule of law, democracy, human rights, and good governance in Uganda. The man in whose deviant steps we are all walking. The man who has, for the most part of his life, sacrificed his life, his wealth, his dignity, his health, service of our nation. The man has been arrested very, very many times and has been subjected to all manner of torture and humiliation. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, allow me to invite the epitome of the political struggle in Uganda, a dedicated nationalist, none other than the retired Dr. Kano Chiza Besige. Welcome him with a very loud shout. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome, Kano Dr. Chiza Besige.
Your Excellency, Mr. President. First Lady, the Right Honorable, the Leader of Opposition in Parliament, Your Worship, the Lord Mayor of the capital city of Kampala, the Honorable Members of Parliament who are here, the leadership of the National Unity Platform, all distinguished invited guests who are here, senior citizen, the Honorable Miriam Matembe, the Honorable John Ken Ruchams the man, the Honorable Kibirige Mayanja, former president of JEMA, the Honorable Gaila Saddam, leader of PPP, of course, although I introduced the Lord Mayor, he's also the interim president of FDC. All of you activists, ladies and gentlemen, I think it is fitting to start my remarks by saying that God is good. And all the time, that is his nature. Give a loud clap to God. Our Jamaa, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We came today on this very memorable day to thank the Lord who has brought us this far. Who would have expected that President Kyagulanyi would still be around here today? You just heard that our brother Yasin is in the grave that should be occupied by President Kyagulanyi. And that goes for all of us. Every day we get out of our homes, we don't know whether we shall go back home. So let us thank the Lord who has brought us this far. But we came today to celebrate a wonderful, wonderful achievement by, I think, the youngest political party, but yet the one that has created this wonderful home for itself. There is absolutely no doubt that what was experienced since yesterday of trying to block this ceremony was nothing but shame on the part of Mr. Museveni. And shame on him, Mr. Museveni, again. That for 37 years, coming to 40, not only leading a party they say is the ruling party, but also leading Uganda. That the party he claims to lead does not even have a kiosk. The people who are unfortunate to identify and call themselves NRM surely must challenge Mr. Museveni of how they call themselves a mass party, that they can be without a home for 4 decades. And by the way, NRM grabbed the free plot, prime plot in the town near the Crested Towers, and has had that plot for 40 years without ever being able to put a brick on it. So ladies and gentlemen, we come here today to congratulate you, sir, for this achievement, and through you to congratulate the NUP activists and the people of Uganda for this achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was asked to make some remarks as we mark this great day, and here at the National Unity Platform, I thought that I should only make remarks in one respect. So ladies and gentlemen, I thought on this day I should talk about one thing. When we say many things, sometimes the most important is not appreciated. So I intend to give you one message only. And that is what our mission as the current people living in Uganda is. What is our mission? Because all this is happening in the middle of a long history of suffering by the people of Uganda. Ndowooza nja kutabulamu njogera olufuutifuuti ntabulemu n'Oluganda, abamu abatategeera biri waakiri tukwatagane ku bino. Nagambye nti nazze bwe nasabibwa okubaako kye njogera ku lunaku olukulu luno, nasalawo njogere ku kintu kimu kyokka: obuvunaanyizibwa bannayuganda abakyali balamu olwaleero bwe balina ku ggwanga lyaffe lino. Kubanga nga bwe mulaba tetumanyi n'enkya n'abeerawo, ffe abakyaliwo tulina buvunaanyizibwa ki? What is our mission today? And in saying this, njagala tukiriziganye nti tuwangaalira mu ggwanga oba agaali amawanga nga gonna gaatuwambibwako. Uganda was not one country, it was many nations. All those nations were captured